Okay, so now we have two different objectives taking us to Lethian's Crossing. One is to find the Forgebound Master, and the other one is to look for the Spire. Also, interestingly, in the Trial of Archon's ongoing quest, we have 0 evidence currently against Graven Ash, but multiple counts of evidence against the Voices of Nerat. It's kind of funny that the person I've sided with, well, temporarily not gotten into fights with, at least, is the person that I am most capable of convicting at the moment. Because we only had the vaguest rumors that maybe the disfavored were up to something. So there's the Sunset Spire. Is that the only place to go to? I guess so. Oh yeah, Lethian's Crossing is listed under it. Okay. So the Spire is just the waypoint that's shown on the map. Oops. Didn't think it was going to take me back there. Oh, it just says Lethian's Crossing. I wanted to see if there was a description. Lethian's Crossing, built in the shadow of the Old Walls Junction in the realm of Haven, Lethian's Crossing is a growing trading settlement. A growing trading settlement, not a growling. This, if anything, the place I'm in right now is growling because it keeps trembling all the time. The nearby rivers are rich in iron ore, though the locals lack the technology to smelt and forge the element. In the years following Kairos' conquest of the Tiers, the population of Lethian's Crossing swelled with refugees fleeing the destruction of their homelands. The presence of forge-bound mining the iron, along with their guards, makes this makeshift settlement a vital resource for Kairos' armies. In the year 429, as governor of Lethian's Crossing, in Kairos' name, you granted control of the settlement to the disfavored. Whoops. Take us almost a week to get there. These travel times are slightly amusing to me just because we've spent so much of the game in like a 3-day span. Oh, we finally had an ambush. We played this game for so long and only had 3 days pass, basically. So having every other time I travel now take me like a week is just like the time dilation's crazy. It's like how in Masquerada, there was a point where the entire game takes place over a few days, but then when you're finishing the game, suddenly you jump to like a week later. I'm like, whoa, that feels like an eternity by comparison. A group of mercenaries, members of the Bronze Brotherhood, are blocking the road to Lethian's Crossing. I wonder if this will be a story, too. I don't really know yet whether I should expect ambushes to all be scripted story segments that just happen during travel parts, or if they are sometimes just an ambush in genuine terms. Guess we'll find out. Just throw down that quick save. Maybe we should stealth.
You want me to be subtle?
You want me to be subtle? You must be joking. A toll? I will pay no such thing. I demand to be let through. Sorry, no one passes without paying. So those are the Bronze Brotherhood guys. Will, Raider, Aster. So we can talk to them here. Oh, there's more of them down here. Are those dead disfavored? So these are all raiders down here. Whoa, what's his name? Retoman. Bruiser. So they're killing disfavored. So they're not... We can at least rely on them not working for them. How about up here?
On the lookout.
Is there an alternate path over here? Or do you dead end?
Can't do that.
That's a dead end. Oh, there's another group of raiders up there too. Alright. What if I visit their camp up here?
Shh.
Let's see. Oh, they're all friendly. There's no reason to sneak up because I can't attack them, I don't think. Any of you guys named? There's Welby. Bruiser. Raider. They have a pack over there. I wonder if you can just snatch from it or if they freak out. Let's talk to Welby. A tall woman stands here, surveying the area from a small overlook. She glances at you and immediately goes back to watching her surroundings. Welcome to Iron Hall Trail, Fatebinder of Tunon. So your faction is the Bronze Brotherhood. We've never seen you before. She salutes you. My name is Welby, first axe for Bronze Brotherhood, though I'm not sure that title matters anymore. She pauses to gather her thoughts, then opens her mouth to continue. Instead, she exhales slowly and shakes her head. Never mind, you needn't be burdened with my problems. Well, I appreciate you coming to me before speaking to Retaman. You will need to be careful. He has, of late, been acting out of sorts, and any perceived slight can be a problem for the one who offends him. Choose your words with him carefully. What can I help you with? How could talking to you offend Retiman? He chose to speak to the first axe before speaking to the actual first brother, the bodyguard before the leader. How could this mean anything but collusion and treason? I know I speak out of turn, but I only wish to warn you. Tread lightly around Retiman. What does it mean to be first axe? She sighs. I wish I knew, Fatebinder. The first axe protects and consults with the first brother. I am supposed to be Retiman's advisor, confidant, and guard. Lately, his behavior has become erratic. He's acting paranoid, manic, and distrustful. My duty as first axe is to protect the first brother, but I am also sworn to protect the Brotherhood, and if that means the removal of Retiman, so be it. He has too many supporters in Lithian's Crossing right now to speak out against him. What do you think has happened to Retiman? Honestly, I couldn't speak to the cause. The stress of leadership, the battle with Kairos' forces, his night in the Old Walls? He shrugs. She shrugs. When you decide to remove the Brotherhood from the crossing, it certainly set him off. Doesn't matter. His behavior is endangering the Brotherhood, and he must be stopped before we are destroyed. I fear people will be hurt far more than a simple toll. How would you run the Brotherhood? I wouldn't waste time and resources on petty vendettas. That much I can tell you. I like battle, and I like rings. And with the Brotherhood, we used to get both regularly. Now, all we have is fear, suspicion, and blood. I want the disciplined regiment back, and I intend to have it. While I may agree that we were treated unjustly, Retiman's methods for obtaining restitution are despicable. True, acting like a child when you don't get what you want is not the behavior of a leader. Except in this case, the child is in control of the army, capable of laying waste to his home. Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. As this pops up, the Bronze Brotherhood is a mercenary company from the free cities dotting the Tyr's southern coast. Many of these mercenary companies were employed by Kairos' agents and slaughtered during the war. The Bronze Brotherhood survived thanks to their relatively safe posting at Lithian's Crossing, where the Voices of Narad hired the company to help protect the town's forge operation. Among the most trained and dedicated warriors of the Tyrs, the Bronze Brotherhood have a reputation for ruthlessness and tenacity. Aggression and decisive thinking are so highly prized by the Brotherhood that the violent, enigmatic Scourge is the group's mascot, a creature most decent folk consider the stuff of nightmares. The term brother is used for mercenaries of both genders, as the company's title harkens back to the archaic notion of living as men. In Tyr's custom, this amounts to releasing all claims to lands, to better assure an employer that the Brotherhood won't covet the realms they're paid to protect. Welby laughs a little. We're mercenaries, plain and simple. I'm not going to pretend like it's anything more. While it's true we have, in recent years, been a little more stationary than our typical crew, it doesn't change the fact that our services can be purchased if the price is right. We both know full well that the rings that the Voices gave us were the only thing that bought our allegiance to Kairos when the Overlord turned an eye to the crossing. Even if our thanks for helping was to be thrown from our homes. She contemplates you for a moment. Not that I hold any ill will towards you for it. Decisions have to be made, and there's always someone who must pay the price. I just hope you realize some people don't like being asked to pay. Retiman will try to sell you our long and noble traditions like we're some sort of kind of altruistic saints who can do no wrong, but the story is as old and smelly as Grandma Beastman's tail hairs. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to take a job that doesn't seem right to me, but a ring's a ring, and I will go where the money leads me. One point Retiman and I will agree on is this. We did a job for Kairos, but we were not treated fairly. The Brotherhood is strong, and we have the numbers. We will fight to the last man. I just don't agree with Retiman's methods. Why are you forcing travelers to pay a toll? Retiman will say it's because It's what we're due, and part of me is inclined to agree with him, but if I were pressed, I would say his pride is hurt and he's lashing out. He can be such a child sometimes. She looks quickly at her guards. Just watch yourself around him. He hasn't seemed completely in control of his faculties lately. It's frightening to see what he's become. Did you not swear an oath to your leader, Sellsword? I knew that your loyalty was available to the highest bidder, but I never guessed that it extended into treachery. Redmond's plans can doom our entire group, and I intend to prevent that from happening. I am loyal, not blindly devoted to someone intent on marching me off a cliff's edge. That's all for now. Wilby nods. By your leave, Fatebinder, and be careful. So I'm rather curious. Let's maybe just select you.
Quiet down.
It's in their camp, so I don't know if you can get away with this, but can I just sort of sneak into this? Ooh. A lesser sigil of cyclical energies. Accent. Some mead. Grain. That didn't seem to get me in trouble. I don't know if the stealth had any impact on it, though. In fact, I'd be inclined to think perhaps not. Slightly reduces a spell's cooldown. Nice. That'll be a good thing to take into account next time we're crafting spells. A lot of people are already kind of maxed out on how much they can take. We have to really keep an eye out, because if you miss out on spells, then you just don't have it. That's it. There's Will and Aster, so there's the leader down there. Let's check with the toll people first. Aster. A small figure stands before some armor-clad soldiers. His arms move wildly as he gestures in frustration, yelling at the man directly in front of him. Absolutely not. I've come through Ironhall Trail more times than I can remember. No one ever asked for a toll before, and I won't be paying one now. He notices you standing nearby and turns to speak. Fatebinder, surely you of all people can help me. My name is Aster, and I must get to Lethian's Crossing. I have goods to deliver. Tell this man I will not be paying a toll to him or anyone, and he is to let me through. He folds his arms over his chest and nods with a pronounced finality. Greetings, Fatebinder. I am sorry you have been drawn into this. What you've stumbled into here is merely a conflict of the changing times. I am Will of the Bronze Brotherhood. Ironhall Trail is under our protection, and anyone passing through must obey our rules. If this gentleman would like the passage through our land, a simple donation is required. He holds out his hand. These funds help our cause and keep Ironhall a safe place for all travelers. Clearly, you both can see the value in that. Aster speaks, his arms swinging around again, emphasizing his words. And who exactly is keeping it safe? You, standing there with your weapons ready against me? His arms drop, and he turns to you again. It is true, it's hard to tell the difference between somebody keeping a place safe and somebody if they're asking you for money, it's hard to tell the difference between them keeping the place safe and them just being brigands that are robbing you. I'm not but a traveling merchant. I have no money to spare, and I certainly pose no threat to anyone. Keep this area safe indeed. He points at you. He points at Will. You are the only threat here. Fatebinder, please. Talk some sense to this man. So it's a 50 ring toll. You can address either Will or Asper, or I could just dismiss the whole thing. Okay. If I talk to Will, I can say he will not be paying the toll. Allow him through. Or I can say to Aster, just because he passed through before means nothing. Pay the toll now or head back. You try my patience. Huh. Well, 50 rings is not much, honestly. Because that's 50 copper, right? Or bronze? The low one. Which is not... I have like 50 of the other one, so it's like a tiny portion of my money. It might be best just to pay the toll and get the problem out of the way. Because if I piss off either party, I could either have consequences when I get into town when it comes to vendors and people in Lethian's Crossing, or I can deal with this guy down here being more pissed off at me. Because I do want to go talk to the leader, and if I am messing with his toll already, then it probably is going to lead to him getting pissed off, which is what we were warned about already. So I'm going to pay the toll, which is tiny. Here is payment for the merchant to pass unharmed. There we go. Yeah, 50 copper's nothing. Thank you, Fatebinder. You have done a great deal of good today. Aster bows dramatically. He turns back to the soldier. And you, brute, move aside and let me pass. Will makes an exaggerated flourish and moves out of Aster's way. But of course. He raises an enormous hammer and stops Aster, pressing it against his chest. Though, merchant, do be sure to have some rings on your of your own for your trip back. I doubt your friend here will be around to pay your way through these lands twice. He smiles, moves his hammer, and gestures for Aster to continue. There we go. I resolved an issue. Will returns to his position and looks you over, his former genial mood gone. So, a Fatebinder in our little corner of the world. Who'd have ever thought this would happen? He spits beneath his feet, then crushes it into the dirt with his boot. While I appreciate your help dealing with the merchant, I'm afraid I can't let you pass until you've spoken with our leader, Retiman. Personally, I thought he was crazy saying you'd be visiting Lethian's Crossing. Looks like I owe him a few rings. He shakes the pouch around his neck, making the rings inside jingle melodically. Not that there's a shortage of those out here. What can this humble servant of the Brotherhood do for you, Fatebinder? And don't ask me to let you through, because that isn't happening. This ridiculous pile of mercenary offal requires a lesson in pain and obedience. Allow me to teach him. I can attack him right here. Let's not deal with that right now. Thanks, but I can handle this myself. If you don't feel like paying the toll, I can point you back the way you came, if you need an idea of where to go, because I can't let you through. I can punch him, so my station means nothing, or I will pay the toll. I can lie and say Retiman said I could pass. I already know where Retiman is. He's right down there. I don't think I need to ask about him necessarily. I might as well ask what this guy's opinion of him is, though. And that starts with asking who. Will barks had a short laugh. Now that's a question with 100 answers. Simple one. He's the current leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. If you want to know more, I suggest you go find him and talk to him. So he's not going to say anything to me. So my station means nothing. Out in the middle of nowhere? No, your station means about as much as the whore of a eunuch. He holds out his hand, palm up, and taps his finger in the middle of it. Money is what matters to us. That's a dangerous stance to take with Kairos' army. Ballsy. Alright. Current leader. Well, it's not like the leader of the Bronze Brotherhood is a lifelong calling. Will stops, his brow wrinkling. Actually, that's exactly what it is. See, if someone wants to claim the current leader's authority for their own, they can do it at any time. Of course, that means a challenge of some sort, and that always ends with the death of one or more of the participants. Retiman survived the night in the Old Walls. That was enough to prove most of the Brotherhood that he was the right man for the job. I will speak with Retiman. He laughs. I'll be counting the seconds until you return. Oh, is he coming to us? Well, then there's no time to return, because he just ran up to us. While you were talking to Will, a striking man with a shock of bright blonde hair approaches, moving away from some men searching bodies of slain soldiers at the south. He watches you intently as he closes his angular features pulling into a look of disdain. And here's the Fatebinder. He doesn't mask the displeasure in his voice. I knew he'd see you. I was just wondering when. Yeah, Wrath of the Bronze Brotherhood. Conquest decision. The Bronze Brotherhood were the original protectors of Lethian's Crossing, but they passed control to Kairos' forces and stayed as retainers. Over time, they proved too disorganized to keep the peace. You handed the settlement over to the disfavored, trusting in their discipline and to maintain order. The Brotherhood mercenaries considered this a slight on their lawful claim. One trip to Lethian's Crossing wasn't enough, Governor. He doesn't even mask the contempt in his voice. You had to return where no one asked you to come. Throwing me out of my home wasn't sufficient. Are you here to disrupt my life some more? He looks at his men, who stop to watch the conversation. You aren't done. He flicks his hand at them, and they return to their searching. What are they searching for? In the bodies. It doesn't really matter why you're here. I don't care. I have more important things to worry about. In case you've forgotten me already, my name is Retiman. I am First Brother, leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. But I'm sure you already knew that. I couldn't help but see you over there talking to Will and that traveling merchant. Only here for a moment and already sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, are you? I don't appreciate others invading my territory, Fatebinder. I told him he had to speak to you, Redmond. He wanted through, but I told him no. If you don't give the signal, the Fatebinder isn't getting into Lethian's Crossing. No one will invade your territory. Redmond stares at Will for a few moments, lips pursed, then continues as if Will never spoke. Speaking of which, what did Welby have to say? He looks north to where Welby stands, watching you both intently. Has she already started filling your mind with lies about me? She and I are going to have a chat soon. I can't have my first acts countermanding me at every turn. I know she wants my position. Watch yourself, while you are a guest in my land. If you have come to stir up more trouble, we are well equipped and will not back down in the defense of what is rightfully ours. He sweeps his arm in front of him, gesturing to the surrounding countryside. Welby and I might not always agree, but that is one point we see eye to eye on. If you step out of line, we will both correct you. His eyes narrow and he leans towards you. You are not welcome here. Now tell me what you want or leave. Let's see. I can tell him to watch his tone. Yeah, that'll go over great. That'll assuage the situation. Let's see. So I can say it's not your land anymore. Why are you charging people? I need to get to Lethian's Crossing. I mean, that's the most straightforward thing to do. Redmond considers your request for a moment. If I let you through, you must promise to behave. I have enough problems dealing with everyone else. I don't need the hassle of keeping an eye on you too. That's another typo, isn't it? Yeah, it's supposed to be, I don't need the hassle of keeping an eye on you, too. So watch yourself. I might not currently have control of my city, but I have eyes elsewhere. If you stir up trouble, I will know. He turns to Will. Let the Fatebinder through. Do not delay or cost this party, or you'll answer to me. Will gives him a quick salute. Why is Lethian's Crossing so important to the Bronze Brotherhood? We were asked to do a job, and we did it. Then what happens? You throw us out of our home. He makes an empathetic gesture to the north towards Lethian's Crossing. By all rights, the city is ours, and suddenly Kairos wants it. Well, I intend to get it back. I refuse to let this matter die. We protected the crossing for years, and even ensured Kairos' forces would do business here when Narat asked us to. No, we did the job we were asked, and this land belongs to us. Let's see. Why are you charging travelers a toll to get through Ironhall Trail? I don't see how the affairs of the Brotherhood are your business, Fatebinder. Suffice to say, the funds we receive from our tolls help us keep the lands around Lethian's Crossing safe. We are owed our dues, and we shall have them. That's exactly what's going on, yep. I can attack, I can leave, I can ask about Welby. Yeah, tell me about Welby. He shoots a look to the north. I had such high hopes for her as my first acts. The continued success of the Brotherhood should be the single most important goal for anyone who is a member. She seems to have forgotten her place. She is not the head of this band, I am. If she doesn't stop overreaching, I will have to replace her with someone who knows how to obey. Rough. I can say this is not your land anymore, and I can say, watch your tone around the Fatebinder, or I can just pass through. I certainly hope that isn't the case. You got Redmond's permission to go, Fatebinder, so go.
Right.
So I now have the ability to leave if I want to. What are they doing down here?
Let's try not to stand out, shall we?
Accidentally stealthed for a second there. What happens if I skulk around down here? Do they freak out? They're just searching a bunch of bodies. These are a lot of disfavored, aren't they? Wait. Just to be doubly sure real quick that I'm not losing my mind. Yes, disfavored or purple. Okay. Had a brief moment of Just questioning myself, thinking out that they might have been Vendrian Guard. Which, yeah, the Vendrian Guard wouldn't be here. The Vendrian Guard's for the Vendrian as well. Yeah. Okay, so I have access now. But... Huh. We'll see if this becomes an ongoing problem or not. For now, I think I'll continue on my own path and let them deal with their own damn affairs. And there's the Sunset Spire. We're still quite a ways away, aren't we? And no more events along the way. Hello. Might be here for a while. That's a dense map. Look at that. Look at that. So we successfully made it to Lethian's Crossing. Now we're supposed to destroy the disfavored garrison. Whoa. The entire garrison, huh? Yeah, they're ready to mess with me. What's over here?
That wasn't so hard.
Ooh, Sigil of Rooting. Nice. Adds a rooted affliction to a force or atrophy spell. Nice. So now we have 2 new ones? Oh, the rooting goes in next to Frostfire, huh? This is Force and Atrophy, this is Frost and Fire. Huh. I'm just wondering what causes them to be listed together. I guess it means you can't combine those specific ones because they're on the same category? Interesting. Actually, I should double check, let's check with our spellcasters. This is a lore required of 15. So if they have a sufficiently high lore score, I can augment some of these. Like I can raise its intensity. And I can reduce its cooldown. Should be able to get away with all these, right? Increased range. Update. This is Titan's Touch. It currently has the power bonus. Let's go for recovery. Yeah, time limits first. 55. Yeah, he's got plenty for that. Update. 55. Yeah, he's got enough for that. There we go. Everything's getting more range and reduced cooldowns. I need to learn the Sigil of Lightning before I can modify Electric Jolt. And Phantom Bolt. We can augment Rime Spike, though. Making a Frostfire is way too expensive. It currently requires 50. So unless I want to reduce its power, I'm not going to be able to increase its range. But Restoring Touch. Let's give its will help its cooldown here. Oh, she's short by 1. I can't. Okay. Yep, 45 again. So once again I can't augment something unless I want to take out the Frostfire and give it more range and better cooldowns and other stuff. So it's right now it's 8 to 13. It comes down to whether or not I think it's worth to make it Frostfire versus Frost, basically. So right now I can make it only Frost, but then give it like a better cooldown and other stuff. Like that might be worth it. Better cooldown, bonus range, bonus intensity. No, not all of those. So here it does more damage and it can be used more frequently, but it loses its fire effect. That might be worth it. Let's see. This requires 25, so even I can reduce your cooldown, right? Yeah, I can update the cooldown of the healing skill of him even. How about you? Yeah, 47. I've got enough for this. 45. There's False Pit. So I can increase its... I can't do intensity yet, right? No. So I think the go-to thing is to reduce its cooldown then. Well, these are nice things to have access to. Concussive Bolts. Yeah. Let's see, its range is 8 meters. Oh, I can make it rooted and dazed. No, I can't. It's really expensive. It goes plus 25. So I can go for range or cooldown. I'll go for cooldown. Oops, disabled it. There we go. Here's Titan's Touch. Reduce its cooldown also. Good. There we go. Those are some decent little augments. Now let's see what kind of trouble we get into. They're clearly going to attack us as we come in, right? Ah, they're friendly. I can't sneak up on them. I really do just want to sneak up on people and murder them in this game. To battle, the Fatebinder is here. Raise the ramps. So now we're fighting. Okay, well, the disfavored are definitely attacking us on sight then. What do you guys have? An Earthshaker, Stone Shield, Crescent Runner, and Iron Walker. 8 armor, 5, 3. So they have 2... What's the difference between a Stone Shield and an Iron Walker? Huh. This one's got a lot more athletics. This one's got more brain, wits, I think. So this one's stronger against casters, this one's stronger against melee characters or something. Definitely rough having that many close-range melee characters to deal with. Okay, so, haven't done combat in a while. Let's try to get this ready. Let's try to engage their melee user as best I can. Start off with the Iron Tolling to grab their attention, followed by attacks. You should Spectral Blur or a tank. We should probably try to take one of their spellcasters if I can. I haven't even used you in combat yet, have I? So we have some fun toys, but they're all offensive spells, mostly. Should get ready to knock people back if they charge us. Let's see. I can put someone into drowning mode for a while. I believe that stops them from casting? Drowning stops people from casting, right? Yeah. Let's try drowning their spellcaster then. You already doing Spectral Blur? What was that? Greater Renewal? Right, that's the buffed AoE. Titans Touch Myself.
I got it.
Titans Touch Myself. And of course the combat starts and resets everyone's abilities. I keep forgetting that's a thing. It's a bit obnoxious. Let's try to get everyone's attention since they're all running in. Please silence their guy. Maybe we should spectral blur the leader actually though, because this guy can take a hit like crazy. Perhaps, although she's kind of a melee person, so maybe I should do it on her.
As you wish.
Alright. We could do Iron Storm, but I don't know if this group warrants it, and we can't do it again until we rest. Let's see here. Have we not done Iron Tolling yet? Wait. So I need to be in a range for that, right? They're already prepping for it. I just need to get into range to make sure it goes off properly. And they knocked him down. Well, that's not good for this entire proceeding. It's the wrong tree. Let's see. Ebb used Mother's Embrace. Grazed Earthshaker. Earthshaker does not appear to be drowning, I don't think. No apparent negative effects are on them right now. Okay then. Let's throw some stuff around then, why don't we? Yeah, target their spellcasters, right? I do have to target an individual enemy, don't I? Quicken. Heals the person and nearby party members for a lot of health, so we'll wait for a little bit to do that, and then we'll set it off in a big way, I think. Titan's Touch on Barrack. Really would not like you to get back up. Alright, let's try making people think they're falling.
On it.
There we go. That'll help. And Barrack's back up, so we'll do Iron Tolling now.
This weapon is like nipples on men. Useless.
Just trying to keep people focused. There we go. That's the revive skill. This is renewal. Bonus armor and armor penetration would not hurt. Let's do that. And he can do that once per minute, which is actually kind of crazy, so he can practically spam that. False pit. Let's mess with people. There we go. That'll keep him down for a bit. Is anyone currently engaged with this guy? Not successfully drawing people into combat the way I'd hope. Let's try...
Wait my signal.
Yeah, trying iron tolling. There we go. Now I can do striking iron. That'll help. Do an electric jolt.
Stand in our way.
Here comes the fun. Spellcasting is nasty, huh? He's badly injured. We're getting him down. Phantom bolt.
Whatever you need.
There we go. Let's review what this is real quick. Light of the Grave. Surrounds the party with grave light energy, while affected party's attacks will transfer health from enemies. Ooh, life leech. Once per encounter. Might as well. Sure, let's do that. We just can't do it till the next fight, but I don't expect more I expect this to be the only fight for now. I don't expect like more enemies to show up during the encounter, so it probably makes sense to do it now. Let's have you heal yourself before things get worse. You're having some trouble, huh? You're like turned around right now, aren't you? Let's try to inflict that bleed. This character's not going down as fast as I want them to. There we go. There we go, now we're clear. Now I can have you focus on the spellcaster. That's prone to make a mess, I think. We've augmented this one. Mark enemy. Making people easier to hit. Maybe I should go after the tank first then, and make it completely fall apart. Nah, if I engage the spellcaster, we can make a mess out of him. Keep him busy. That's not what I said to do. This game just ignored my input and just did something else with the character. There we go. Let's have both of you focused on him. I want to keep this spellcaster busy any way we can. Throw down a false pit. Phantom bolt is the health drain. Let's do the electric jolt.
As you command.
You're not staying focused on him at all. There we go. Let's throw a bleed at them.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
Shouldn't last much longer. He is healing though. Problematically. This is once per encounter. I probably should use Quicken in a moment. Just to recover. Alright, now we're set. Party's all healed up. Oh, we got a wound. We're generally doing well though.
This weapon is like nipples on men. Useless.
Apologies, but
There we go. That went relatively cleanly, I think. Thank you. Got a broken spear, more stuff to sell. Broken skull mask, lesser healing potion. Alright. This might be a bit of a gauntlet if there's going to be a lot of people fighting us along here. We'll see how that goes. So that's the raised bridge. Gonna have to clear it first, then we can use it as a place that has vendors and everything afterwards.